Right, hey guys, how we doing? Back on another video from Totally Not Mark, and today we're checking out Redrawing Dragon Ball Super's new movie. Because, yeah, this is the first time we've got a Dragon Ball movie coming out that's done like CGI. Like, it's going to be different. What I've seen, it looks good. It looks really good, but it's going to be really interesting to see how Mark does these redrawing things. I really enjoy his previous redrawings videos. They're pretty cool. So, yeah, like, they took, what was it, Super, and then drew it like classic Dragon Ball stuff. Anyway, let's just get into this video. I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be pretty damn interesting.
Today we will be redrawing the new CGI
I'm looking forward to this movie, man.
Traditional 2D styles. The new Super Dragon Ball Super movie, Dragon Ball Super Super Hero, will be hitting our screens this summer.
I'm going to cinema to see this, man. As soon as I get a date, I'm booking it off.
Goten, Trunks, and Gohan. It's also the very first Dragon Ball film to be produced entirely using computer-generated visuals, save for perhaps some small moments in the recent films. Traditionally, Dragon Ball has existed only in 2 dimensions,
yes,
with the games being the only venture into the 3D arena. And while my heart will always belong to traditional hand-drawn 2D animation, this new film looks great.
It looks good.
With some really interesting approaches taken to help bridge the divide between 3D and 2D audiences. With all of that said, however, it did get us thinking. All of these new trailers, action sequences, and characters coloring our screens were wonderful, but we did wonder
what did they look like?
Might this movie look like if it were created using traditional 2D visuals instead of CGI? It's an interesting question for sure, but there is a problem. What style would we draw it in? Over the last 30 years, Dragon Ball's visual identity
it's changed a lot. Yeah.
With a host of different artists giving their own unique and iconic spins on the franchise. And that's when we had an idea. What if instead of focusing on just one style, we did all of them?
Oh!
What if we select a bunch of images from the trailers,
yeah,
gave each of them to a different artist on the team,
cool,
with each drawing needing to be drawn in a different iconic Dragon Ball style.
Yo.
From classic Toriyama all the way to Shintani's Dragon Ball Super Broly designs. Sounds like a fun video, right?
Yeah.
Well, no! God! This was a nightmare, and to make matters worse, I think I've developed PTSD from a particular drawing. I'll let you guys figure out which one that was, so let's dive in. The first image up in the chopping block to draw is this close-up.
Hell yeah, looks so good.
Gohan. A simple enough one to start things off with. And the first artist to draw is...
I love this player select like thing they do on these.
Me, Oh Joy.
Oh Joy.
I have to draw this picture of Gohan in the style of Dragon Ball Super.
Ooh,
let's try
cool.
Alright, so this one was one of the easier drawings I did for the video, and to be honest, I was really happy with how it turned out. There were virtually no changes I needed to make to the anatomy of the original CGI image, and so really the only alterations that needed to be made were on a stylistic front. With this being the most modern of the current styles of the series, I was excited to see how this one would turn out in the end, and maybe in some alternate timeline the movie would have followed in the visual style of the Broly film, but who knows? For now, this is as close as we're going to get. One of the most important parts of the Broly film's style has to be its line art. In order to achieve this varied weight look the film did, I had to do my line art with a fancy 1 pixel thick brush with 0 aliasing. If you don't know what that is, just know that it looks like ass until the final filter is applied.
Right, okay.
Speaking of which, special thanks to friend of the channel Mix who helped apply this filter. Without him, this simply just wouldn't have worked.
Cool.
So, let's take a look at the finished product. 1, 2, 3. Awesome.
Hey.
Looks legit. Thanks once again to
looks sick.
With some of the images in this video. And so, the next image we have to draw is... Oh, this is an interesting one. The new character Gamma number 1. And which one of us will have to tackle this? Editor-san.
Editor-san. And how?
Classic Toriyama.
Cool.
To tell you the truth, this was the image I was most excited to see produced. Not just because I'm a fan of the design or Toriyama specifically, but because this was the only image that was drawn and produced using physical, non-digital, traditional manga tools in this video. Editor-san is an enthusiast for manga production.
Yo,
and,
sick.
Does not recommend buying the screen tones or any such products unless they are either available in your country or
oh mate, look at him go, that's sick, wow.
spending a lot of money. Though if you are interested, there is apparently this really interesting video with the legendary Naoki Urasawa demonstrating how to add screen tones. To produce this, Editor-san needed to margin the page accordingly.
Look at him go, holy crap.
Final piece using the traditional tools, and finally, physically cut out his own screen tones to add to the finished product.
Whoa.
I think my favorite aspect of this whole process that editor-design is undergoing is pretty much what I like with this video. It's taking a peek back into the past using different styles on modern material.
Yeah.
Physical manga creations
Wow.
are more outdated as time marches on, and heck, Toriyama himself even started to draw digitally over a decade ago. And it makes sense. The materials can be expensive and digital is far more convenient. Still though,
True.
there's
You get that
something
look.
so interesting and different about this approach, and one I was very interested in being honored in this video. Fantastic work,
That
editor
looks
Zan. That's one
amazing.
fantastic looking 2
That
page
looks
spread.
amazing.
Next up, our third image, and on this list is
Oh,
the lovely CGI
Vegeta.
close-up of Vegeta. And our next artist to tackle it is Trev.
Go ahead, Trev, lad.
The style of modern Tadayoshi
Ooh, here we
otherwise known as
go.
Dragon Ball Super's art style.
Yeah.
Tadayoshi Yamamura cut his teeth with early Dragon Ball before going on to become one of the most iconic animators and character designers for the final arc of Z, as well as all of Dragon Ball Super. However,
Cool.
he is not present in this film as far as we are aware. The character designer and animation director for Dragon Ball Super's superhero is an individual called Chikashi Kubota. Most
Interesting.
people know him as One Punch Man's character designer, but he's also a huge Dragon Ball
Ooh.
fan, having worked on Dragon Ball Super Broly and even releasing his
Nice.
own Dragon Ball art book. It's obvious he knows his Dragon Ball.
Hmm.
Interestingly, his role in this film will be to touch up the 3D models with 2D draw-overs.
Cool.
Those with a keen eye while watching Battle of Gods and Resurrection F saw that in those CGI
There were
scenes,
some CG
things
moments,
didn't
yeah.
look quite right, as Dragon Ball doesn't quite work in 3D without changing up the model dramatically.
Yeah.
And so in Superhero, thanks to 2D corrections to the faces, we get stunning shots of Goku and other characters in the trailers that, while primarily still CG, can remain true to the design
Yeah,
philosophy
I
of
like it.
Dragon Ball. But overall, this drawing itself was no challenge for Trev, and so it's interesting getting to see what this might
Yo!
look like
There we
having
go.
Dragon Ball Super back in
That's
the day.
cool.
Good work, Trev, and next up is this lovely image of Piccolo. So, who's going to be drawing this lovely fellow?
AJ?
Me, okay.
Oh, okay.
And the style is Toyotaro.
Ooh.
Okay. This is going to be tough, and tough it most definitely was. I've had my criticisms of Toyotaro in the past, but he actually draws Namekians and Piccolo very, very
Yeah, he
well.
does a good job.
I'm nowhere near as talented as he is, regrettably, and if that wasn't all, this CGI image I'm attempting to redraw presented its own challenges. I've mentioned a few times in this video that when you translate a 2D design like Dragon Ball into 3D space, it doesn't always work too smoothly. And for whatever reason, the angle Piccolo's head was in this image, I just could not get right. Eventually, however,
it's a bit of an odd one.
thanks to some help from Trev, I was able to land on something that we were all happy with. I tried to emulate Toyotaro's detail in the arms, as well as implement the typical shapes he uses for the facial features and clothes.
Hey, that's looking good.
In the end, I was really happy with how it turned out, and when
That
you
looks
compare it to
class.
the original, I think the difference is
Yo.
stark. And while this one was tough, it wasn't anywhere near as hard as things got for me in this video. But more on that later. Next
okay.
image up for redraw is... Oh, this is a nice upshot of Gohan.
That's
in Super
awesome.
Saiyan form. And redrawing this image will be Trev again.
Go
And
ahead,
in the
Trev.
style of classic Tadayoshi Yamamura, or as many of you might be familiar with, the style that defined much of the Boo saga.
Ooh.
This style is Trev's bread and butter, and while he
Go
could
ahead, lad.
emulate this style in his sleep, much the same way I had difficulty with the previous image, Trev too had difficulty translating this 3D angle into Dragon Ball's 2D philosophy. And there's an interesting reason as to why. The issue with Dragon Ball in 3D is that Toriyama's designs don't actually make sense in three-dimensional space. So
Right.
what do I mean when I say that?
That
Well,
looks so
consider
good.
Goku's hair, for example.
Okay.
In 2D, it functions much like Mickey Mouse's ears, in that it just flips rather than rotating.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
3D, this couldn't work. Similarly, and this is where this
Interesting.
angle has given us trouble, the manner with which various characters' faces compress at 3/4 angles doesn't really make sense in 2D. When Akira Toriyama designed these characters, he did so without consideration for what they would look like in three-dimensional space, naturally. This isn't
Of course.
to say that it's impossible to get around these issues, though, and there are a few ways of doing it. When you look at some of the older video game 3D models, they were true to 3D models, and as a result, the faces at angles didn't really look great, or at least not in the way Toriyama would have drawn them. And so, to remedy this problem, artists would shift and warp the faces at certain angles to create a better likeness to the original
Yeah,
designs,
makes
effectively
sense.
breaking their 3D models momentarily in the process. While Dragon Ball FighterZ was one of the most recent examples of one that does this in real time, one of the most amazing instances that's perfected pretty much every element is Dragon Ball Legends intro video. It's all a bit fast and hard to read since it's a short OP, but if you look at all the elements, it's kind of incredible. But with that that said, I think Trev managed to find a nice happy medium with this angle, compressing the face to create a
That looks boss. Go ahead. That's sick.
True to the design philosophy of the time, and of course, true to the classic Hideyoshi Yamamuro from the Boo Saga.
Hell yeah.
Amazing work, Trev. Next up,
That's boss.
this monstrosity. And
What is this?
I had to draw it in the style of Masaki Sato. For those of you that might not be familiar with Masaki Sato, he's the man behind some of my favorite illustrations from the original run of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z on TV. He's behind some of the most iconic scenes in the series, not limited to Goku vs. Piccolo, Krillin throwing the Spirit Bomb at Vegeta, and of course, a little scene you might have heard of, Goku's first transformation into Super Saiyan today.
Wow.
He's featured in various films, and overall is known for his rugged and detailed approach. And it made me want to unalive myself. Everyone else that worked on this video spent maybe a few hours at most in a single drawing. This one took me 3 days.
Damn.
That is the reason why this video is as late as it was.
Wow.
And was it worth it? Nothing was worth this. Everything about this was working against me. The angle his face was at was bizarre. Not quite looking right at you, not quite looking up, not quite.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
An angle made for 3D and designed to destroy my spirit it was. The pose was also unconventional, and I had to use every morsel of willpower I had to not break my iPad that I was drawing on too. But really, the most difficult aspect of this was the design itself and adapting it. The film uses designs that are quite modern Toriyama in approach, from the rounder shapes all the way to the soft shading, which made even the shading of this drawing a difficult enterprise to figure out, as Masaki Sato's style is so different to the philosophy on display here, with its being angular, detailed, and layered in even its shading. Even with the help of all the other artists in this video, this one broke my spirit. I managed to eventually get to something where we were all happy, but
That's
in the end,
really good.
This image unequivocally defeated me.
That looks really good. That looks really freaking good.
To end on a high note, here's Trev redrawing Goku in the style of Yuya Takahashi, making it look insultingly easy. It even demonstrates how Goku's hair went
What a
stuck
prick.
naturally doesn't really look quite right in 3D. If this video has taught me anything, it's that I am nowhere near as talented as the artists that have worked on this film, and indeed
That's
the prior
boss,
iterations of
man.
this series. These are all people that deserve our respect, and I'm excited to see what this new Dragon Ball
I
Super
can't
movie
wait.
has in store for us this summer. Taking on Toriyama's style in 3D is no easy feat, so seeing how staff are attempting to overcome the nuances required to make it look right is a fascinating exercise, and one I'm excited to see once the movie's out. With that said, I'm always looking for reasons to keep drawing and making these videos, and so, since a new trailer just dropped with tons of interesting new shots and angles, I figured a part 2 to this video is in order.
Awesome.
So next week you will get more redraws from this film from me and the team. But we're going to need some help with this, and this is where you come in. We need suggestions. So, in order for you to be in with a chance for your suggestions to make it into next week's video, all you gotta do is subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter @TotallyNotMark, and share your suggestions using the hashtag DBSRedraw.
DBS
Just make sure
Redraw,
it's
right,
a still
cool.
from the trailer of Dragon Ball Super Superhero. I look forward to
Excuse
seeing your
me.
suggestions, and I'll see you all next week. Thank you so much for watching.
Might do it, see if it pops up, and then it'll be fun to do a reaction and see what happens. That was awesome. I love these redraw things. Like the style is completely different to what it used to be, isn't it? Like especially the CG thing. I'm excited. I think the movie's gonna be boss. I think the animation. I feel like people will complain anyway, just because it's one of those, isn't it? It's like they're just gonna complain because they're not actually gonna have a problem with it. They're gonna have a problem going in anyway, regardless, and then come out saying that. But I'm really excited to see this. And I've seen the last 2 movies in the cinema when they came out. I really want to see this one in the cinema again. That'd be really fun to do. And I want to check out Mark's video next week. But anyway, thank you to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, a link in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month is all that helps support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys very much for that. And thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click the like, subscribe if you want to read. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch and discuss in future videos. And I'll see you guys, all you guys, next time.